Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is like pouring down rain outside. It's been doing that off and on all day. And I actually just got back from the gym. I went when I got back from like finishing up some plans that I had, and like I do have some surprises that are coming up for you guys as well. I don't want to really talk about all of that right now because it's still in the works. Rebecca, shout out to you. She has a really great company out in California, and I think another office out in Vegas, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, but I've been on a Zoom call with her. She's been really awesome. So thank you guys so much for being patient. This week has been, a lot, as I was kind of predicting, as far as like, just a lot of different kind of circumstances or things that just kind of needed to kind of almost fall into place in a certain way. We had a square to Pluto coming into this month, which was very, intense, which I was talking about, going through this bit of this deep internal transformation with the sun in Leo now in its home sign. And for you guys, Capricorn, especially Capricorn rising, this is in your 8th house of very deep introspective kind of changes that you're going through this month, which is really great. Honestly, on one hand, it could be very cathartic in regards to like the approach to new ideas, could be very introspective as well in regards to like what really matters and what you're putting your time, your energy, and your attention into, and your focus and things like that. Sorry guys. And so yeah, there's a lot of new energy, especially with Mercury now in its home sign of Virgo, where it feels very comfortable, very at home, and it's just a very wonderful, lovely, just gorgeous energy, to be honest. And it is in your 9th house of higher education and, just kind of doing the work, like going into a very organizational skill kind of approach towards changes that you're putting into place with this 8th house energy on top of it. That has a lot to do with like resources, money, organization skills, like plans that you have with like other people. And that's just kind of like in the beginning stages. So like, just it's been cool. And yeah, so I really wanted to touch on as well. I mean, we do obviously have Mars in Gemini, which is in your 6th house of Virgo. And that has a lot to do with health and like taking care of yourself. This could be a really good time to just kind of like have a plan. Like for me personally, like I just said, just got back from the gym, putting things into place in a certain way when it comes to like, health, eating right, things like that. Like you may be kind of changing things up in that dynamic as well, or kind of, looking into more reasonings behind amplifying that particular energy. So yeah, there's so much that I want to I'll say already, but like, I know I need to be patient, and I know that I need to like kind of just allow for things to incubate a little bit before taking on more of like the expression behind my words, if you will. If you kind of look at these crystals right here, it's kind of like a little bit of a clue or hint as to like the kind of projects that I'm working with right now, or like the plans that I have. Things are still up in the air, not necessarily up in the air. I mean, there is like a plan of action, though I don't want to jump too ahead of myself and things like that and say too much right off the bat. Just know that like I will say the project or the plan and the partnership collaboration thing that I'm working on right now has a lot to do with like energetic health, mental health, depression. Could also have a lot to do with like just an overall well-being, like a vibe, if you will. A lot of, these particular things. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you kind of understand like what it's about. But there's many different kind of ways of kind of looking at this. There's it does incorporate this style of things, but there's more to look forward to. So I don't want to go into that too much, but yeah. So anyway, let's get into some of the messages for this weekend. This is just going to be like a weekend update. We did the weekly already. And so again, thank you guys so much for being patient with me, because I have been really excited about a lot of new things. And, I just feel like this relief, but also this, amplified energy towards something that I've just kind of been wanting in a certain way, to be able to kind of do more, you know what I mean? And like be able to like put things into place so that I could do more in a certain way. Sometimes unfortunately, like in order to do more, like it does require money, you know what I mean? And like finances and abundance and things of that nature. Let's go ahead and look at these cards. So first and foremost, what I do want to touch on, I'm looking at this Four of Cups card here. And then obviously, you know, we do have a very significant energy that's coming in with Chiron going retrograde. It wasn't something that I touched on in the previous videos that I did for this month of August, because for one, Chiron is an asteroid and it's more of a vibrational sort of shift, though it doesn't, I mean, because Chiron is stationing retrograde, like specifically on this day, the feeling of it can be quite intense, just adjusting to the sense of it, like the energy, the vibration behind it. Chiron is known as a wounded healer. Chiron was like a mythological god who was shot in the ankle, I believe. I think that's the story. Don't quote me. I haven't studied much up on the like mythology of Chiron. I think it has a lot to do. It's kind of giving like Achilles heel, like Hercules. When I think about Chiron, I think about Hercules for some reason. I could be totally wrong, and like people could be calling me out and being like, that is not what's going on. Though Chiron is the wounded healer. I think he was shot with an arrow that caused him, I don't know, some level of wound, like he was wounded, basically. So anyway, the point of this right now, especially in particular with Chiron going retrograde, Chiron's gonna go retrograde until December. The reason I didn't want to focus on this is because I truly believe that like what you focus on, again, where attention goes, energy flows. And so like the more that you kind of focus on like the woundedness of things and like how things aren't necessarily working in your favor and things of that nature, the more that you kind of manifest that particular vibration of things. And that's definitely not what I want for you guys. I would rather more so focus on like the intention behind why, yes, things may be in some way, shape, or form in the way that they are when it comes to like, rather this be like internal feelings or relationships with people that may seem a bit daunting in some way, shape, or form, or there's just like people that just really just don't know how to act, right? It's like, I mean, this is the world that we live in. Though when you're aware of this energy in a particular way, and I mean, this is actually perfect in regards to like the weather right now, because we are 1000% staying in today and this weekend, actually, as a matter of fact. This is just a good time to just kind of relax, take it easy. Don't like stress over anything. Don't get overly anxious or depressed or feeling some type of way about, rather this be projects or things that you may feel like you've kind of fallen off on, or you may know somebody who feels that way, where others of you could be feeling like quite empowered and like quite significantly like excited about a lot of changes that you're doing. And a lot of those changes are the excitement behind those changes. I would definitely say lean into the Mercury and Virgo energy. Mercury and Virgo in particular, because Mercury is in its home sign, though it is going to go retrograde in the early part of August. Mercury is exalted in Virgo. It's really happy in Virgo. It's a very gorgeous energy, like I said. From here until the 5th of August, when Mercury does go retrograde, this is a good time to reorganize your plans and like start thinking about the reorganization skills that you're going to put into place at a later time. Because if you don't know what a retrograde is, retrogrades are all about anything to do with the word like not the word but like the format of like restructure, reformat, replan, reconsider, reestablish, create, redo, any redo kind of word. So that's a lot of this 8th house energy that you have going on here with the death card. Again, the death card is Scorpio energy. The 8th house rules over Scorpio. And so the 8th house can be this very transformative, very cathartic, very inspirational as well. I mean, I find things that are cathartic to be very inspiring. Like it could be this very deep internal transformation that is bringing you to another level of things, which again is quite beautiful. Sometimes you have to go through some pretty intense transformation in regards to like in order to grow in a particular way, right? Sometimes it's like the darkest times or the things that we go through that are the bit heaviest or the bit more challenging in a sense is what teaches us the most. Granted, I'm not saying that like you're going through a challenging moment. You could be actually going through a very inspiring moment. You could be going through like a moment where you feel really good about the changes that are coming up.